Saudi Arabia
Yes, Saudi.
controls so much wealth.
Right.
Why don't they do something and help people?
And help the people.
Yes.
Because this.
And it's only a small minority. All case, the minority at the moment is ruling the majority.
Right,
Where the wealth is concerned.
But I'm going to answer that question. Now, the reason why it's like that, because the way the system is set up. Because
Yes.
who's the higher system?
Right.
Who's ruling this world today?
Take care.
The person that's ruling the world today is the so-called white man. And it tells you that in, I believe it's Obadiah, where it says, it's Jeremiah 47, where it says, what would he have done if he had gathered grapes? Would he have given some to thee? Okay, so that's how Esau rolls, and that's why this whole society is the way that it is.
Just listen and you get why.
Go on.
It's all part of a problem, reaction, solution.
You're in the street. Just
You understand?
listen.
A problem, reaction, solution. So they want to create a problem, right? Whereas poor people and rich people they got the wealth but they don't want to share it. Problem, they elicit a reaction from the people. The people react to that. They don't like it, so they rise up against the government.
Oh, young people, no good talking to young people, all men. Tell them where they dress.
And
I
then,
hate young people.
You're disturbing. We're listening. Can't you
I
listen?
miss that love.
He's not going to listen, my man.
No,
He's
listen,
basically
listen,
What the man is saying. Are
Yeah,
you
he's
gonna
the
do
devil.
it? You're
let the
road
devil
man.
take it down which is sown in this man.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
Just listen.
Right?
Yeah.
So problem, reaction, solution. You understand? That the government, the elites, the higher ups create a problem in the earth. The people react to it, and then they come with a solution. They say, listen, one world all the time. There's too all these governments, these separate governments is all creating problems. They come in and say, listen, let's create a centralized government, and whoever we want to live, put a chip inside them and serve that government order. That's it. But I'll finish. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, and when the wicked bear of rule, the people mourn.
Yeah, and that's what's going on right now. That's why what you were saying is happening right now. You got people that are depressed, they're protesting about the austerity measures and all of that, because you have unrighteous people, which really, ultimately, the so-called white man, he's unrighteous by nature. So everything that he does is contrary to nature and righteousness. So when it comes to fraud or anything dealing with that, he's gonna be the best of that, man, because he's on the left-hand side. Okay, and like you was talking about the Saudi Arabians, you got a small portion of people that control all the natural resources and the wealth, but the majority of them ain't getting the wealth. That's because we're under this satanic, we're under his system. Okay, and that's the way he rolls. Go on.
It says on 2nd Ezra 15 verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein,
That means destruction. Go on, means destruction. Go on.
for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And
You're going now.
and one people shall stand up to fight against another.
Yeah, one people shall stand up to fight against another. So all of the seditions and the uprisings amongst the people, it's not going to just come in England or just America. This thing's going to be worldwide. You know what I mean? It's going to be something like you've never seen before. You're going,
And swords in their hands.
like your guns, bats, any form of weaponry that can kill you. Go on.
But the sword is an instrument of death.
Basically, yeah.
For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
Yeah, there shall be seditious among men, like I was going to before, rising up against the government. Which is what the brother was saying. They want that to happen. But even though they want that to happen, guess what? They're fulfilling prophecy. Okay, because like I was saying to you before, these books was written thousands of years ago. It was already written before we was even born. So the Lord, when the Lord makes His word clear, He's gonna actionize His word. Go on, bro.
Can I read up from there and then go back into it? Read the 2 verses and then go back to the thing.
Okay, go on.
This is verse 1, the same chapter. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And that's what we're doing. Read that again, bro.
Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And that's what we're doing unto you and yourself. You know, you two, what you two's got to understand is you two are the Lord's people. You know, you're not just Jamaicans or, you know,
No, but
Negroes.
what I'm trying to show you, if you look around, you're speaking word of wisdom, and people don't want to listen to you.
They're not going to listen.
Because you're actually speaking the truth of what to come.
Right.
So why the fear? Why the fear of people like you speaking the truth?
You know why that is?
And they will try to get rid of you.
Good question.
Because they've tried many times to get rid of me, man. Put me in madhouse and all those things. And all because I was writing a book.
Right.
And they offer me money to go crazy. All these things.
You
and
know
I've
why?
seen my people go crazy because of money. Because they give it to them and inject them. And they finish.
Done.
And or they section you. And that's it.
But you know why that is, though? You know why? Because this whole world lies in wickedness. Okay, people are under a different vibration.
Yeah.
So to speak. They go.
John 3 verse 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is coming to the world,
Yeah, which we have the light, which is this work going.
and men love darkness
Right.
rather than light,
Like you just said, going.
because their deeds were evil.
Because their deeds were evil. And that's the key point. Because see, when you tell the truth to people, if you notice something, right? When something's like, for example, even your family members. Let's say, right, something's wrong with your family member, right, that you don't. And they know it too. But when you tell them the truth about what ills they have done or what ills that they have on themselves, they get offended by that.
That's right. But you and I can be a target to the system.
Right.
Because they want to get rid of you because you're speaking the truth.
That's
And they
true.
don't
Yep.
like the truth.
Right. That's right.
See what I'm saying to you?
That's right.
That's
You know? So the fear in our brother and sister is there, and they capture them with material things. And there's no way we can get these brothers together.
Right,
A lot of
right.
people gonna die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear that.
Yeah, because we are dying now.
Well,
know
guess
what
what?
I'm saying?
We're dying now, but we're going to come back again.
Huh?
We're going to come back again.
No, but I'm saying they can put a chip in you by just standing right over here. Put a laser.
Right.
They can pump a laser into you. And anywhere in the world you already know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
They've
got
got
that.
the technology now to control humans. You look at how people are. People are afraid now. People are, even these buildings going up, you can see that the people are locking away themselves from people. They are afraid of one another. Because they make the system like that. That
That's
you
what I'm
become
saying.
afraid.
That's it
If
there.
you look at it, man, people locking themselves away. I
Right.
saw brothers that dying in their house and someone up to, they smell something and they
won't
break
know.
down the door
won't know.
and find their own children. Don't go and look for them. Their own family don't go and look for them because people are afraid of each other.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it used to be,
You
because
know?
people basically used to communicate with each
Yes,
other.
yes.
You know what I mean?
We used to have more love and
Right.
communication.
Right.
See,
But
in the-
now we're distant because the people at the top make us be distant.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Right. To
See,
divide.
let me say something. In Nigeria, where my grandfather from, and when you go to Nigeria, it's hardly any doors. You can just, in the village, everyone know one another, and you can just walk into one of the houses.
Yeah, maybe
Obviously, some places
Nigeria,
closed, but
but most of the black countries were living in caves, grills, the house. How can you live in a hot country and you put a iron door, you can't open your window because you're afraid of your own people. Now, let me tell you, of all the countries in the world, the only place I would feel good is Cuba at this moment, where I could leave my window open and get nature, cool breeze. No, but I'm telling you, Cuba is one of the best places where
It's next to
you have a
Jamaica.
freedom of such. You don't have to be caged and afraid. People are afraid
But you know what it
of
is,
each
too?
other.
But you know what it is too?
Right?
Because the scriptures deals with how we would be in prison houses.
Yes. But we are in prison.
And matter of fact, bro, get that.
Eh?
No, I'm talking to you.
Okay.
You know, that's a part of the curses of Israel because right now, like, basically, the Lord prophesied on how we would be basically in captivity, slavery. So, is it literal? No, it's in the mind, and it's, you know, like you've stated, people are afraid of each other. But the point I'm trying to make is that this whole world here is going out, man, and our people they gotta get into
But
this
don't you
thing.
think technology have a lot to do with capturing people?
Well, I'll say this. Now, technology was always used. Now, there's a good way how to use it. There's a bad way how to use it. You know, but the way
But it gets more
Esau's used it, what's that?
More dangerous technology.
Yeah, it is. But the way Esau's been using it, it's basically been against nature. Like how you have the Wi-Fi, basically they were saying that the Wi-Fi is killing off the birds and all of that stuff, and different things of that nature. Yeah,
Listen, you got Isaiah or Jeremiah. Forget which one.
yeah. What did I call? What did I call it again? I said something. Yeah, prison houses. Yeah. I think that's in Jeremiah. I don't know where, but I mean that happens. There's only so much scripture you can remember. It's Isaiah 42 and 22. So I was wrong.
Isaiah 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
Right. The holes is talking about the different philosophies our people are snared in, and also the prison houses is talking about the captivities that we were scattered in. And like you were saying about, in terms of how people think, it's just all psychological. When you do, like, for example, people watch TV a lot. People are dictated by the trends of what TV brings out to them. And they walk and they actionize what they see. They bring it to an effect.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 20. But the Lord have taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace,
right?
Even out of Egypt.
Even out of Egypt, meaning the word Egypt meaning bondage.
To be unto him a people of inheritance, and as ye are this day.
And that's ultimately going to happen. Now the Lord did that literally, when we was in ancient Egypt, because we was enslaved under the Hamites. Because see, you got our people, right, that's on YouTube claiming to be of Egyptian descent, when in fact that's not the case. The real Egyptians are these people that you see. They're the original ones. But our people, they come from a man named Shem. And basically the Israelites came from that lineage. But we was enslaved under these set of dark people here. For 400 years, basically, Is that more now?
Second Ezra 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Now we're going back to the prophecy. Now the Lord said, speak unto my people the word of prophecy. Because one thing I have to tell you, my man, is just the fact that the Lord ain't died for everybody. He only died for these people on the side, all of these tribes here. These are the people of God. The people that he established the covenant with, reigning from Abraham all the way up to these people, basically going.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper.
As it is yet this day. Go on.
For they are faithful and true.
How are they faithful and true? I'm gonna read something. How is this word faithful and true? I'm gonna read this. Come on.
Gotta say something.
Yeah, real quick. Because I don't want to distract you.
Yeah, this is the truth. It's not religious. It's telling the truth. But they are faithful and true. So if you find what's true, come to this.
Right. So this is Isaiah 55, verse 11. It says, so shall my word be that go forth out of my mouth, and it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the things wherein I sent it. And that's what makes the word of God true. Because what we're talking about is already happening as it stands, but we had elders that taught us this thing, and they were teaching about this going back into the 60s, when all of this wasn't happening,
Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
Yeah, the word incredulity means unbelief. That speak up against thee, because we've had many people speak up against us and all of that stuff, and they don't really believe in what we're saying, but time is going to tell what's what at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So,
for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
Yeah, and all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. That's the majority of these people that you see walking up and down the street. And the reason why the majority of the people, they're going to die of either starvation or any form of calamity, because it was written for that to happen. And even the unfaithful as well, all of you different guys out there, man, that's claiming to be in this truth, that ain't teaching the scriptures the
So
correct way.
is it fair why they don't want to listen?
Right. It's that, no, it's that too. But they really, because they don't believe in the Most High. Because if they really believe in the Most High, like certain guys are going to get on, right? You got certain guys that we know that really are not faithful to this thing. Because if they really believe, they would do exactly what's right, but they're not doing it. They're just doing their own thing. You know? So, you're going.
Ezekiel 3 verse 19. Yet if thou warn the wicked,
Right.
and he turn not from his wickedness,
Right.
nor from his wicked way,
Yeah.
he shall die in his iniquity.
Yeah, so if they don't listen, because that's so wild here to do, wild here to give the word prophesy as well. Because what does the word prophesy mean? The same before. So wild here to tell our people where they're going and going off at. And they gotta jump on the board. They gotta make their decision now. But if they don't, then they're gonna die to death. Go on.
Jeremiah,
Because when you read Ezekiel, the Lord said to Ezekiel, be thou a watchman unto them. And we are watchmen. What are we watchmen of? About the impending danger. That's what we're out here for.
Jeremiah 28 verse 7. Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears,
Right.
and in the ears of all the people.
You gotta slow down a bit. No, that's cool, it's cool.
The prophets that have been before me
Yep.
and before thee of old
Yep.
prophesied both against many countries
Yep.
and against great kingdoms.
And that's what we're doing right now. Because one thing I don't think I told you this when you first came up. What's going to happen is America is going to be obliterated off the face of the map by World War III. Okay, now you're going to have different lands that are going to be plagued by missiles, but that land, America, is going to be totally destroyed. Okay, now the landmass is still going to be there because the scriptures tells you that you're going to have doleful creatures and different type of things of that nature. You know, and World War III is going to bring about that.
So the people will disappear.
Yeah, if you're on the shores of America, you're going to disappear, basically. You know, so pretty much you're going.
And against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, against great kingdoms because we're in the great. What do you call down here? What's down here called? Great Britain, right?
Yeah.
The United Kingdom. So we're prophesying against it. We're not prophesying. We're not prophesying about the good things coming. We're prophesying against it. Go on.
Number one. This is Jeremiah 44 verse
Baba Kushab. Read that one again. And it says about pestilence and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old
Yep.
prophesied both against many countries
Yep.
and against great kingdoms
Of what?
of war
Yep.
and of evil and of pestilence.
Yep. And that's the deal. Because are we prophesying about this stuff because we want to? Because we feel like this is an evil place? No. We're prophesying we're prophesying unto you about this stuff because that's what the Lord told us to do. The Lord told his servants, the prophets, to go out in the highways and the byways and to tell them what I'm about to do.
I see.
Go on.
Jeremiah 44 verse 4. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets,
Yeah.
rising early and sending them,
Yeah.
saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness.
Yeah, that's talking about like your pastors and your different, even the guys that claim to be in the truth that's not teaching the correct doctrine. They're what you call false pastors or false shepherds, basically. Like you hear the saying, this is how the saying go, you got wolves in sheep's clothing.
No, this is the song. But they hearken not.
Oh, right, my bad. Read that again. I stand correct.
Verse 4. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants the prophets,
Yeah.
rising up early and sending them,
Yeah.
saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate.
Yeah.
But they hearken not.
But they hearken not. Like we've told our people so many different things, man, through the years, and they still don't want to take heed. You know, we've even told, hey man, there's some of our people that are doing abominable things, committing adultery, man on man, woman on woman. That's what our people are doing because they've been influenced by this westernized culture,
Yeah, they've been brainwashed.
by this culture that we call death.
Yeah, they're brainwashed.
Basically,
Yeah, the material take over.
basically, yeah. And they want to basically keep up with what everybody else is doing.
I see what you mean.
It says, But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness.
That's why I want to go back to the article, because I gotta finish it. Because I always read articles, right, but I don't finish it. I noticed that. Gotta finish them articles.
Good article still.
Yeah. Yeah, my phone is still on. You see. Yeah, it says, officials said 3 people were killed at Miss Newton in the eastern state of Veracruz on Thursday, and a police officer was killed on Wednesday while trying to prevent robberies at a gas station in Mexico City. In a televised address to the nation on Thursday night, Pino Nido insists that there was no alternative to the hike announced on the 1st of January as the part of government deregulations of energy sectors. Allowing gasoline to rise to its international price is a difficult change. But as president, my job is to precisely make difficult decisions now in order to avoid the worst consequences in the future, he said. Keeping petrol prices artificially low would mean taking money away from the poorest Mexicans and giving it to those who have the most. Let me read that again. It says, keeping petrol prices artificially low would mean taking money away from the poorest Mexicans and giving it to those who have the most. You see what I'm saying? So he's making an excuse on why he can't apprehend the gas prices. Because what's happening is Mexico and basically they're rolling cahoots with the New World Order individuals. Okay, like you said, all governments are evil. Because they're rolling cahoots together, because what they want to do is they want to basically bring the people another back foot somewhere and they can uprise against the government. That's what this is all about. But ultimately, another thing too you got going on, because the Mexican people are Israelites. They also God's chosen people. And as the brother was reading, read that same verse again, bro. He was reading about, you forget, bro, we should read it quick. There was a scripture that he was reading about how they hearken unto the
Right. Jeremiah 44 verse 4.
Yep.
Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets,
Yep.
rising early and sending them.
And that's why the Lord is striking our people up, because I'm pretty sure the Mexican people, they know about the Israelites. They know about what we've been talking to them about for years. Okay, because we're all over the internet. It's not just us.
I see.
We got guys like myself all over the world.
Okay.
So the Lord is jacking them up because they're not listening to the Lord. Go on.
And sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not,
And they hearken not. That's it on that, right?
nor incline their ear to
Yep.
turn from their wickedness,
Yep.
to burn no incense to other gods.
That's why the Heavenly Father is jacking our people up in Mexico, in Haiti, and the Lord is going to even deal with Jamaica too, because they're also our people. And they don't want to the majority of them don't want to get right. So the Lord is going to deal with them. And even the Lord, he's dealing with tribe of Judah, the so-called American Negroes.
Okay.
That's why they get gunned down, they get shot, because they're evil. They're not turning from their wicked ways.
Anyway, brother, it's nice listening to you.
Man.
I hope to see you again.
Definitely. Yes.
Thanks. See you, my friend.
We have a good one. And it says, Peña Nieto, who took office in 2012, has the lowest approval ratings of any Mexican president in over 2 decades, and has been widely criticized over his handling of corruption scandals. So he's a shitty ass president.
2 decades. That's not
Yeah, he's a shitty ass president, basically. So this is what's going. That's the agenda of what's going to happen in this entire earth. What's going to happen in this entire earth is great degradation and destruction. So the only alternative that our people got is really to turn back to the Lord. Because really, I'm going to say this as well. Like, you got the ones of our people. They want to build businesses here, and the reason why I'm going to say this, we brothers in the truth. The reason why we work and we